Okay.
So you added...
I added 4 more cups of flour. So when you get it all stirred in, like this, and it's pretty well come together, you need to put it out on the board. So turn it off for a second till we get this set up.
We're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I need to put flour on here. I use about a cup. And you just add your flour to it. When it comes off the sides like that, that means it's ready to go onto the board. And I saved the bowl because you're going to put the bread right back in it to rise. And I don't like the sticky, so I just add, see how it's gooey here on the edge? See how it's gooey here on the edge? I just add more flour to it. When it's shiny like that, it needs just more flour. That way your hands are not going to be all goopy. And it'll be warm, so don't worry about that.
So a cup on the board and a cup that another cup that you sprinkled all around it?
Yeah. And you just keep kneading it, like I'm doing this, in and out, in and out. And it's still sticky. If it's still sticky to touch, you need more flour. So just add a little bit at a time. And add what you got on the outside. It's really good for the arms and arthritis in the hands, which I have. See how that's all coming together?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, want this off. And you just knead it into your bread. And you can add any kind of dry spice you want to it. If you want to make raisin bed, just add it in as you're adding your white flour.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a couple simple questions at you.
Yeah?
What's your favorite color?
Red.
What's your favorite song?
Elvis Presley, Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
I was just going to think of a couple things to throw at you.
Okay. That's my wedding song with your dad. And you fell in love with a total stranger from a different world and a different universe.
Yes, the States is a different world.
Now it is. And this takes about, well, they say 300 stirs, like what I'm doing.
Kneading?
Yeah. And you can still see that it's sticky, so you just keep adding in a little bit until it's not sticky anymore. And I don't clean up any messes until I'm completely done, because you're going to be putting it out here making your bread.
Looking back at your life, this might take a while for you to answer. Looking back at your life, what kind of advice would you give to a younger generation, meaning your grandkids and your kids?
Respect your elders, even though it's a different generation. Because when you respect your elders, you're respecting yourself. And you like yourself more because you are respecting who you are. We're all God's creations, whether some of us know it or not. But I truly believe that we are His creation. And I believe He's put us down here for a reason. To serve Him. Be a good parent. Be a good child for your parents, because you only have one set of parents. And once they're gone, you're on your own. And I've been around 73 years, and I've learned a lot with raising my children. And I think I did a good job, but there's other things that I could have done better, but I can only see them when I sit back and look at what my children are doing. And I'm very proud of all my children and grandchildren. And I know Dad, if he were here, he'd be saying the same. Life is a blessing if you know what to do with it. That's my bread.
It's beautiful.
Now see, there's no stickiness to it. So, you put it back in the bowl. And you spray it with Pam. And I put a little bit of saran wrap on top of it so it doesn't dry out. Because you haven't... Are you crying?
No.
And you just let it rise for an hour. And then when the hour is done, but in the meantime, put this in the oven, spray it with your Pam. Put a little saran wrap on it, put it in the oven for an hour. It depends on...
If you put saran on it though, won't it prevent it from rising?
No, because your saran wrap's so light, it'll keep it from drying out.
Oh, so you don't want to seal it, you mean?
No. I just put it on top and it'll rise. And then, but you just kind of keep an eye on it because your atmosphere, or whatever you call it, is so drier. So it might take longer to rise or it might take less. I don't know because I've never done that here.
Okay.
So that's it.
Sounds good.